Kyle back at you here with some Dungeon 8 Part 2. Here we're going to start off with the 36 shard dungeon. This is actually a great dungeon, and it doesn't get a lot of talk, it doesn't get a lot of play. It is by far, I would say by far, my favorite dungeon in Dungeon 8. Dungeon 36, you come in at the top, and do you see those 3 deep walls right there, guys, right above the town hall? You see those 3 deep walls? Well, what's really nice is there's a whole lot of procking and not a lot of walking, because when your Pumpkin Duke fights through that 3 deep wall, which he occasionally does, now right there the Pumpkin Duke went through that one thick wall, but every now and then you have heroes that come through that center thick area, that 3 deep wall there, and they just keep procking, keep swinging, keep procking, and when Pumpkin Duke does that, it makes the dungeon go really fast. And yeah, I did lose Cupid there, but hey, I got the 36 shards, and hey, I'll take the 36 shards on this dungeon. I love this dungeon, and I can do this dungeon no magic now with 6 heroes, and it's an awesome dungeon. Now there's an alternative way to do the dungeon, or you come in at the bottom near Spirit Mage. So again, the first strategy was to come far from Spirit Mage. Here's to come near Shield, and then you pop in the Frenzy and then the Fervor, and this is the basically the way to do it with 3 magics. And then you take it out real quick. It does go a little bit faster, but again, obviously you are almost required to use magic, because you don't want to get hit by the Spirit Mage proc, because that will wipe your team. So again, the standard way that I do this though is not from the bottom. I again come in near the top. That army camp right there, again, that has the troop type where is low risk to Pumpkin Duke losing or dying on that one. And you can see Minotaur here. Oh, look at that, Minotaur got hit pretty good, but yeah, well, again, it's nice when the heroes go through that 3 deep wall. So let's see here. So you can see Druid starting to swing away at the town hall, and but yeah, right now you can see Pumpkin Duke. I kind of scrolled down, but Pumpkin Duke started to fight through the wall. Now he's going to keep procking. He's going to keep going, and you can see Spirit Mage almost procced on us there in the center of the screen, but we got him in time, and we're good to go. So again, Dungeon 36, awesome dungeon. So let's go ahead and take a look at Dungeon 37. Now first, let's start with the old boring way that I just hate. I'd never do the dungeon this way. I shouldn't even show it. But basically, there's a way to do this dungeon really low risk, low magic, by bringing just 3 heroes in at the top. And normally it was Spirit Mage, Thunder God, and Druid. You just let them swing away, and hopefully take out Spirit Mage at the bottom. All 5 heroes are in the bottom in a row. And so you kind of come in at the top and you go slow, but I cannot do dungeons slow. There's just nothing about how I am to be able to do dungeons slow. I can't do a dungeon in 1 minute. It's too long. I can't do it this way. Do not do it this way, in my opinion. You got to come in at the bottom on the left or right side. I prefer the left side normally. It's a little bit riskier, but you really only need 2 magic, which is Guardian Angel and then the Fervor. You just do those 2 things, and this is about a 15-second dungeon clear with Minotaur. So that is the way to do it with magic, in my opinion. And you can see there, what, 15, 16 seconds there to clear that dungeon. Again, Dungeon 37 is very easy. That's in my cycle. So my cycle is Dungeon 36, Dungeon 37, Dungeon 40. Those are the 3 that I constantly do over and over again. I'm going to admit, I really do like Dungeon 32. Every now and then I throw that one in there. That's the fish one. I really like that one. It's so easy, and it's just really low risk, and it just kind of breaks up the monotony of Dungeon 37 and 40. So again, there's another way to do 37, but I mean, it's so easy because all the heroes are right next together. This is why people always do Dungeon 37 over and over again. It's really low risk. Here's Dungeon 38. There's 2 ways to do this dungeon. I think I only show you 1 way. This isn't actually the way I normally do it, but this is a way to get a big Pumpkin Duke stack where his ability is stacked up a couple times in a row. But I normally go into the right side right there, and that little wedge inside that little Pac-Man guy inside his mouth right there. I normally start right there, but I don't know if I show it. Do I? Nope, but it looks like I did 1 at the bottom and 1 at the top. There's really 3 ways to do this dungeon. The first way I just showed you, the second way is to come in at the top, and the third way is right to the right, bottom right of the screen. There's a little Pac-Man dude. You just go in the mouth of the Pac-Man there and drop right there. That's probably actually my preferred way. I'm not sure why I showed you guys these ways, but I think this is probably the ways you may have seen before, or maybe just the logical ways that you do. But again, right in those Pac-Mans, and you let Pumpkin Duke swing at those 3 towers right there. I don't know. It seems to be really low risk, and it's not, again, the logical way to do it. The dungeon. I'm showing you the 2 logical ways, but hey, I am anything but logical in this game. So hey, I have a level 120 Druid. Okay, clearly I'm not sane. 39, I honest to God, I hate this dungeon. But in rewatching this video, this drop point right here, right next to Spirit Mage, that actually cleared this sucker pretty fast. So a little surprised there. I have not run this dungeon in a really long time, so I was surprised to take this sucker down in like 18 seconds. So that wasn't bad for 39 shards, and I might cycle that back in. I don't know. It was not bad. Now, Dungeon 40, there's a bunch of different ways to do it. Now, my preferred way is what I'm going to show you right here. Just bring them all. This is, again, my favorite army camp to always bring Pumpkin Duke up to. And then I typically Frenzy and Shield right there, and then I take out Spirit Mage and Ninja. That's the goal, is to take out Spirit Mage and Ninja. And then the rest of the dungeon gets easy. And there's a 15 second, 16, 17, 18, okay, 20 second dungeon clear. That's one way to do it. Now I'm going to show you the second way. A lot of people do it this way too. I don't ever do it this way. I just, I like coming in by Spirit Mage. Oh, don't come in over there. Why did I do that? Okay, again, yeah. You can go over it. You can go in by Paladin on the far left side just as easily as you can do it this way. So it looks like on this one I am not running Ari's Frenzy. So this is just maybe just a little bit of a lighter magic way. You can see my troops aren't like hyper speed right now. They're just kind of walking kind of normal. It's probably only like 1 Pumpkin Duke stack on there. So I guess this is just a low magic way. That's again why I like to come into the right. You can just do a shield and you can do a fervor, and it doesn't cost very much to do this dungeon. Very light magic to come in on the right side or left side, which is right, that army camp they just took out. That's the alternative way to come in. But I'm going to show you something crazy as the last dungeon clip here, this little mini series. I'm going to show you the crazy dirty Distaggio way to do dungeon 40. This is a 40 shard dungeon. Now watch, this is a little tricky. It's a little tricky, but it clears the dungeon faster. So I shield, and then I drop a few to the left and a few to the right. I normally drop Pumpkin Duke on the right next to the camp, and then just whoever else on the other side there. I split them up. I split up the team so that those guys run up and the other guys run down. Otherwise, there's just, your heroes all path up and down and walk around, and a lot of walking, not a lot of procking. This way, you can see I cleared that dungeon there in 22 seconds, which is pretty good. Normally I do it in about 20. So that was a little slower, but anyways, that's kind of a crazy way to do it. Kind of fun just to mix it up every now and then. Hey, as always, keep it dirty and dirty up.